Alex stared at the old yellowed paper. Her mother's handwriting. It was her mother's life list. Complete it in a year, her mother's will stipulated, and inherit the childhood home. Simple? Not really. This wasn't just a list. It was a challenge, a journey. Alex's mom had always been a free spirit, always encouraged Alex to embrace life. But Alex? She chose the safe path. Predictable job, safe routine. Now this list was a chance to change. The list wasn't about riches. It was about experiences. Sing karaoke in public, learn to tango, go on a blind date. Each task a memory of her mother's spirit. Alex had always been shy, reserved. Now she had to be bold, daring, like her mum. The list felt overwhelming, but as she read each item, she felt closer to her mother. The first task? Take a hot air balloon ride. Alex was terrified of heights, but as the balloon lifted, she felt a strange sense of freedom. She looked down at the world, feeling her mother's presence. It was exhilarating, liberating. Each completed task chipped away at Alex's apprehension. She learned to bake bread, volunteered at an animal shelter, even tried stand-up comedy. She was finding herself, her voice, her courage. Not everyone was happy. Her father, a practical man, thought the list was nonsense. He worried about Alex. He wanted her to focus on her career, find a nice man, settle down. Alex understood his concerns, but she had changed. She was determined to finish the list, not just for the inheritance, but for herself, for her mother. Love unexpected. Brad's support. Enter Brad, the family lawyer. He was handsome, kind, and surprisingly supportive of Alex's journey. He helped her decipher cryptic clues on the list, encouraged her fears, celebrated her triumphs. Their connection deepened with each shared laugh, each heartfelt conversation. Brad saw past Alex's insecurities. He saw her strength, her spirit. He saw her. Reconnecting, the power of shared dreams. One item on the list. Take a road trip with someone you love. Alex knew who she wanted by her side. Brad. They drove along the coast, the wind in their hair, sharing stories, dreams, and stolen kisses. The trip was more than just a tick on a list. It was about connection, about sharing a part of herself with someone who understood. It was about love. The final challenge. Facing her fears. The final challenge loomed large. Swim with sharks. This wasn't just about facing a fear. This was about confronting her grief over losing her mother. Alex stood on the edge of the boat, her heart pounding. Brad took her hand. His touch was a lifeline. She took a deep breath and jumped. The water was cold, dark. Then she saw them. Sharks. But she wasn't afraid. She felt a strange sense of peace, of closure. Finding love. Finding home. A year after her mother's passing, Alex stood in her childhood home. She had completed the list. She inherited the house, but more importantly, she inherited her mother's spirit, her zest for life, her courage. Brad was by her side, his arm around her waist. They were a team, partners in life's adventures. He had helped her find her way back to herself, and in the process, she had found her way to love. Life's greatest adventure. Living without a list. Alex didn't need a list anymore. She had found her own path, a life filled with love, laughter, and adventure. She had learned that sometimes the greatest journeys are the ones that take us back to ourselves. The list might have been her mother's legacy, but the journey was all Alex's, and it had just begun.